you got some conflicting reports coming in about Errol Spence. You got one from Coppinger, which I read, and we got one, I'll link an article in the description. I'll link both in the description, one from Twitter from Coppinger and the other one from Bob Arum. He did an interview with IFL TV, and let's talk a little bit about the conflicting reports from Hall of Fame boxing promoter and boxing reporter Mike Coppinger. But we back, Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Want to make a donation to the channel? That link's in the description. Best way to donate is to share the video. I do appreciate the love, support, everybody showing the channel, man. Just keep sharing the video. I'm going to keep putting it down the best way I know how. And, yeah, you know, Coppinger tweet come up in a minute. But, yeah, he's saying that his tweet is very, very vague. All right? It's very, very bland. Like, he really don't know nothing unless what they tell him. So he don't have a connection with the fighters, and I'll explain that in a minute. He says, Coppinger, blue check mark. Sources, despite the rumors that have run rampant since Errol Spence Jr. car crash, the unified welterweight champion is slated to compete in 2020. He was originally set to fight Danny Garcia on January 25th on Fox pay-per-view. Following the accident, Spence will now return later in year. I think he meant the year. I don't know if he went out of characters, but very, very vague. All right. You know, and I'll tell you what I heard. It ain't been much the last couple of weeks, but I'll tell you what I heard in a second if you hang around. But, you know, between him and Dan Rayfield, they don't know nothing. They don't establish relationships with the fighters. They establish relationships with like the promoters and the executives and stuff of that nature. And we know that Eddie Hearn already hit, Eddie Hearn already hit Dan Rayfield with the, with the Orlando Brown. He hit him with that. Remember, he told him that Dillian White was facing Luis Ortiz, and it turned out to be Joseph Parker. They announced it the next day. So promoters, executives lie, and they tell you what they want to hear. All right? And so right now, he's not telling us nothing new. Now, if he came out there and he had a picture of him and Errol Spence or an interview with him and Errol Spence, people would believe it. Now, I heard people ran into Errol Spence, and, you know, I'm just going to keep it very, very vague. I don't get nobody in trouble. And they said he seemed to be okay. All right. Take it for how you want to take it. But at the end of the day, seeming to be okay and walking to the door or walking outside of your front yard and actually going out there and being in boxing shape after what he done, it's a little bit different. Now, Bob Arum is singing another tune. And I put the article, but it is video of him. He said basically that he heard that Errol Spence ain't doing too good from a reliable source, that he ain't probably going to see the boxing ring next year, and he probably not going to fight Terrence in 2021 either. That'll be his get-back year. And you got some fans, you know, believing like, well, I read the comment section, people talking about Danny Garcia fighting. I've read, lay off Danny Garcia. You know, he stepped up to fight Errol Spence, and you know, he's just taking a tune-up to wait for Errol Spence. So do you really think if Errol Spence come back in the summer of 2020, let's just say hypothetically, he going to fight Danny Garcia his first fight back? Absolutely not. And Bob Arum said he not coming back this year, and that's what I heard. I heard that he might not come back this year. You know what I'm saying? I heard that he was really, really messed up, and that's what he dealing with. I don't really care. But Bob Arum saying that, you know, him and Crawford ain't gonna fight in 2021 either, because it sounds like it's gonna be a get back year. And he says basically to Errol Spence make a public appearance, that he ain't believing that he okay. And basically, you know, people, you know, in the Twitter comment section saying, well, you know, Errol ain't made, you know, they ain't made his medical records available, but the WBC got them, and they say Errol Spence is gonna be okay. So Suleiman is known to be a liar, you know, and that's what they gonna do. He gonna be paid to say what PBC want him to be paid to say. And one thing that kind of make you believe that, you know, he may be all right is that Danny Garcia ain't fighting for the WBC belt. Had they made Errol Spence champion in recess like Devin Haney was champion in recess, yesterday, I think more people would be like, okay, maybe he ain't okay. But as long as he holding on to that belt, you know what I'm saying, people still gonna think he coming back. You know, they could have easily, you know, made him champion of recess, and Danny and Sean could have fought for the belt in January. Or him and Danny and Yukas could have fought for the belt in January. So, you know, but the last thing I pretty much heard was that he was in talks with the WBC to be Emirates champion or to be franchise champion, and they were trying to figure that out. So, that's what I heard. The IBF, I heard Lipinets could be fighting for the interim IBF belt or the full IBF belt on a Wilder Fury undercard, February 22nd. So, versus the top ranked guy we call Qdoba, who just beat Luis Collazo, excuse me. So, you know, for Bob, I mean, you know, I don't think Bob had no reason to lie. Like I said before, ain't nobody seen him. Ain't nobody seen Errol Spence. You know, people, they posted that at the turkey grill or the turkey leg, they posted that picture up, but a lot of people say that picture was photoshopped. You know what I'm saying? But it's his right to privacy, but it don't matter if he hold the two belts or not hold them. That division is never been unified by one man. Not all four belts. That's never happened at the welterweight division, and I don't think it's gonna happen. You know, once again, this is another guy sitting at home that's probably putting on weight. He gonna have to strip weight. I envision him. He may not come back as a welterweight. He may come back at what he turned pro at 154. But Bob is saying he got his doubts, and that's why Bob is pushing the Sean Porter narrative now. Is because, you know, a lot of people think Sean Porter beat Errol Spence. Well, some people, I ain't gonna say a lot. Some people think Sean Porter beat Errol Spence. So now you go to the next best welterweight. And, you know, the majority of the PBC welterweights, the top two, well, two of the top three, are on IR. Errol Spence being number one, number 4, 5, 3, whatever you want to call Keith Thurman, he being on IR. Keith Thurman like a full-fledged light heavyweight right now. And maybe even a cruiserweight if you see him on in Tony Harrison camp. So once again, like I said before, you know, people saying, oh, it's too early to ask Errol Spence to vacate the belts and all of this. Well, at the end of the day, it don't really matter because Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, them dudes don't want to fight each other. Manny Pacquiao going to end up probably closing the year out or beginning of next year. I'm not talking about the year after next. Or closing next year out versus Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm telling y'all? It's a lot of parallels between Keith Thurman's career and Errol Spence's career. You know, PBC has never built a star outside of Floyd Mayweather, which was built off the strength of Oscar De La Hoya, the Oscar De La Hoya fight and Golden Boy promoting. They ain't never built no star. Keith Thurman was supposed to be a star. What happened to his career? He got paid for low-level fights, but believe who you want to believe. Coppinger didn't have no details. That was as vague as it get. Oh, he going to fight next year. I thought it was the summer. First, I thought it was still January 25th. Then I thought it was the spring of 2020. Then it was the summer of 2020. Now it's just next year. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just next year. That's just kind of fishy to me, man. Al Heyman trying to find a way to keep those belts. What he doing is he getting his fighters in position to pick them belts up from Errol Spence. So, you know, Bob Arum and Crawford can't get that division. That's just what it boiled down to. So it's real unfortunate that it's boiled down to this, but you know, it don't really matter. You know, hopefully the brother get healthy and he able to have a successful and fruitful and a financially fruitful box career. But I got a feeling this is no behind the scenes. I got a feeling he gonna probably come back as a junior middleweight. You know, and kind of start over, kind of like Danny Jacobs and Anthony Durrell did. I know they had a cancer, but I think he gonna start off from the bottom at 154. I don't think Errol Spence coming back as a welterweight. If you don't see him next year, I don't believe he come back as a welterweight. So we'll see what happens with the belts. They can be any time they can say something or they can change something. But you got two conflicting reports. I'm a tend to roll with Bob because Coppinger don't really know nothing. I know everything, damn near everything Coppinger know before he know what happened. As soon as he put them fake pay-per-view numbers up for Porter and Errol, I knew they was fake. You know, the Mikey and Vargas, I said it. The Mikey and Pacquiao, I said it before him. So, and I've been hearing the same thing Bob been hearing. So I'm not saying that I'm trusting Bob because he's more trustworthy and I believe him more than Mike Coppinger and Bob the Ops. I'm just to PBC. I'm trusting Bob because we pretty much hearing the same thing. So, not sure who Bob guy is, but hey, it is what it is. Believe what you want to believe. In due time, time will reveal the truth. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you want a business question, inquiry, response, video request, whatever the situation may be. All my social media there. Want to make a donation, just share the video for your boy one time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfella, Goodfella Sports TV. You know.